Good evening, I'm Kevin Christopher.
And I'm Nancy Cox. Thank you for joining us at 6. 2 people are dead following what police say is an apparent murder-suicide in Scott County.
And inside that apartment on DeGarris Mill Road in Georgetown, officers found a toddler alive and uninjured. Carolina Buchek is live on the scene with the latest developments.
Police actually heard the gunshots when they arrived here today. They say at first they didn't really know what to expect. They say they got a 911 call from someone saying their friend was inside of an apartment here and there was a gun involved. And then when police got here, they heard 3 muffled pops. Now, this entire thing started just before 2 o'clock today. Police say someone inside of the apartment was texting or calling a friend, and they let them know that there was a gun inside. That friend then called 911, and when police showed up, they heard 3 gunshots. Once they got inside, they found 2 dead bodies and a toddler alive and well. Now, police say the 2 who died are a man and woman approximately in their mid-20s. Luckily, that 18-month-old who was inside is safe, but police say this is just a sad situation. They didn't even know what to expect when they got here.
They were literally walking right up to the steps of the apartment and they heard a gunshot. Startled for a second, and then they heard 2 more gunshots right after that.
And just a few moments ago, I got off the phone with the Scott County coroner. He says it appears that the man inside shot the woman. They're still not releasing any names, but neighbors out here say the people who lived inside of this apartment, they really kept to themselves. Not many people out here knew them. Hear from neighbors coming up later tonight. Covering the news live in Scott County from the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom. Back to you.
The hepatitis outbreak in Kentucky isn't letting up. Today, we're learning a food worker at the University of Kentucky has tested positive for the illness.
Catherine Collins joins us live with a big story at 6.
Yeah, if you've eaten at the hospital's Pavilion A cafeteria recently, you're going to want to get a hepatitis A vaccine. Hospital leaders say they're focusing in on the time period between October 11th to October 30th. That's the time you're going to want to focus on if you've been to the cafeteria. And a food service worker at the cafeteria has been diagnosed with Hep A. Hospital officials say that worker prepared food for visitors and employees, but not for inpatients at the hospital. On Friday, another food worker, an employee at Frisch's Big Boy on Harrodsburg Road, was confirmed to have the virus. The health department says no cases have been reported to have spread through contaminated food at this time. Kentucky is in the middle of a Hep A outbreak, and things don't appear to be getting better. Workers at the health department say they've seen a big spike in cases this month.
Had 15 cases for the month, and now in November we're only at the 8th of November and we've had 16 cases. So we're definitely on the rise for cases as far as Fayette County is concerned.
And with that outbreak here statewide, the health department is encouraging everyone to get the vaccine, not just people who ate here at the cafeteria. Covering the news live in Lexington from the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom. Back to you.
1 person is dead after an SUV crashed into a tree in Lexington late this afternoon. Mike Valenti is live at the scene on Camelot Drive. Mike?
Kevin, we're getting a clearer picture of what happened and how an SUV ended up wrapped around a tree. The coroner tells us a 50-year-old man was ejected from that SUV and declared dead on scene. Police are still investigating, but they're pretty confident speed was a factor here. And an officer told me it appears the car took out a trash can and mailbox, swerved into the opposite lane, hit a light pole, clipped a tree, and then somehow ended up wrapped around a second tree. Now, they've reopened the road, but as far as the investigation goes right now, there are still more questions than answers. Covering the news live in Lexington from the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom. Back to you.
A country western bar north of Los Angeles in Thousand Oaks is the scene of the nation's latest mass shooting. 13 dead, including the gunman and a sheriff's department sergeant.
The first shots went off just after 11 p.m. local time at the Borderline Bar and Grill. Eyewitnesses say the shooter came in and immediately fired off several rounds from a .45 caliber handgun. The gunman added to the confusion by setting off smoke bombs. The crowd inside began throwing chairs through windows to make escape routes, helping each other get out and forming human shields by piling onto one another. Killed in the melee, Sheriff Sergeant Ron Helis, who rushed into the bar moments after the shooting started. Police say the shooter was a Marine veteran, 28-year-old Ian David Long, and was known to authorities. What they don't know is his motive. Both American and state flags have been lowered to half-staff in honor of the victims of last night's tragedy. Stay with LEX 18 after our newscast for continuing coverage of the mass shooting in California. Get the latest developments from Thousand Oaks on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, and we'll have another update at 7 on Evening Edition.
In other news, police say a UK student is the one responsible for bomb threats made against the campus over social media. Lee Searcy has that story.
UK police say 19-year-old Haley Duvall reported the threats and is the one who made them. At her video arraignment, she cried at times as the judge read her charges of terroristic threatening and falsely reporting an incident. Police say the UK sophomore posted threats on social media yesterday. One states Whitehall is about to be white ashes along with every expletive student in it. And another, Thirsty Thursdays are about to become Ticking Time Bomb Thursdays. Today, Whitehall was practically empty as most students stayed home. Brian Moberly did show up despite the scare.
Why would you put yourself through that, first of all, and also everyone else on campus?
Police say they tracked the usernames of the threats to Duvall, who admitted making them. Nia Taylor was in that group chat.
She was the one who was kind of like talking about it. She was the one who brought it up, sent screenshots and stuff like that. So for her to be the one who like went and did an interview with the colonel and then was like the one behind it all was just kind of crazy to me.
Rick Childress with the Kentucky Colonel interviewed Duvall before her arrest.
She told me at first that she'd first heard about the Snapchats, like the threatening Snapchats. She'd overheard some other female students talking about it and that she had decided to look them up.
We were here as Duvall's pastor bonded her out of jail. She didn't answer our questions, her pastor telling us this is not the loving girl he knows.
She's had a troubled past. She's from the foster care system.
She is?
Yeah. And so we've gotten to know her some at church.
Covering the news in Lexington, Lee Searcy, LEX 18 News.
A proposed bill could allow guns into currently restricted locations in Kentucky, including schools. The bill is drafted as a public protection bill to arm people against an active shooter situation. Some people say, though, it's asking for trouble. Reporter Eleanor Buckley has that story.
With all the violence that's going on in our country, we just thought that we have to do something to protect our people.
Last night was another example of senseless killing, and Kentucky Representative Robert Goforth doesn't want to see that same kind of violence come to Kentucky. So he is proposing a public protection bill that will allow people with concealed carry permits to bear arms on previously protected areas like schools.
Well, I think criminals will think twice when they decide if they're going to commit a crime now, because they'll know that, hey, there's someone in there that could be exercising their right to bear arms.
But not everyone agrees. I spoke to the president of the Association of Kentucky School Resource Officers, and he says in an active shooter situation, it would complicate locating the threat.
It would put law enforcement at a disadvantage, and you know, it could potentially end badly for law enforcement. You know, they might misinterpret who that person is and engage somebody who is totally there to do, you know, good things.
Representative Goforth suggests strengthening the training for people who possess a conceal and carry permit. But some parents say introducing more guns to schools is too big a threat for them.
Nobody needs to be carrying a gun in school. That's insane.
And school resource officer Chris Barrier believes the only people who should have a gun at school is law enforcement.
What we're really talking about doing is allowing the potential for danger to those students to be much more broad.
Covering the news in Jackson County, Eleanor Buckley, LEX 18 News.
Well, we have enjoyed a day with temperatures running 10 to almost 15 degrees below normal. Clouds have been around for a good chunk of the day for a lot of us, although some sun was across the south. One or two folks might have seen a sprinkle. The main rain's coming. We'll show you that in the future track. Max Track Live Doppler's quiet now. At 7 o'clock, the clouds will be around. The rain chances will begin to increase really midnight-ish and from that point after. And that rain then overspreads the area, setting up the morning commute. That looks pretty doggone wet. And it'll be cold to go along with it. Lunchtime, the rain is still falling for a lot of us. It begins to leave the area as we head into the latter part of the afternoon. What's following is a whole bunch of really cold air. You are talking temperatures now, right around 40 in Flemingsburg. It's 41 Lexington, same in Danville, Mount Sterling. We've got 50 Somerset, London, Williamsburg, and 51 coming out of Monticello. As we check your forecast for tomorrow, see if you can pick out the theme. Cold rain. A lot of it. We'll talk more about that in a couple minutes.
Thanks, Phil.
Translation, Central Kentucky's getting ready for its first shot of winter.
And though it is a little bit early, the city of Lexington says it's prepared. Michael Burke continues our storm tracker coverage.
The old man is about to kick us off his lawn.
I don't know what I'm going to do when it gets cold because I'm going to run out of jackets. It's such a cold walk to school, walk to class. I'm not a fan of it.
The party is over as winter is bearing down on the bluegrass now. The storm tracker forecast is calling for highs in only the 40s and lows in the 20s for most of the next week. Cue the season's first city emergency weather plan.
Our plan goes by temperature, but we have to also consider there may be other factors such as wind chill, precipitation.
Wind chill? Outside the government offices and on the Transy campus, looks are clearly a little deceiving.
People come from Michigan and they think that oh, it's not going to be that cold, but they're wrong. I'd rather have it summer all year round.
Have to move farther south for that. For those who can't, it's about preparing for this shot of Canadian air, which has decided to head south itself.
Our office will work with providers to ensure that emergency shelter is available for everyone in need.
Even hitting the streets.
Trying to engage people, encourage them to go to emergency shelter, provide them with winter weather supplies, just make sure they have everything they need.
And that includes the Hep A vaccine, as the homeless community has been plagued by that.
And they've definitely worked to address that.
For most shelters, though, it's not a requirement to getting out of the cold or getting off Old Man Winter's lawn. Covering the news in Lexington, Michael Burke, LEX 18 News.
The city's emergency weather plan is in effect until Monday. The office staff will then reevaluate based on the forecast. LexTran is offering free rides to the city's shelters.
Stay with us. More news after this.